Harsimrat Kaur Badal, the big question is, why did it require the bill to be brought to Parliament for you to resign? The ordinance came out months ago. Why didn't you resign then in protest against what you are now calling our anti-farmer bills?
First of all, Rajdeep, I'm not calling it anti-farmer. It's the farmers who are calling it that. So let's get that clear. Secondly, let's also get clear that right from the time it came to my Ministry for Interministerial Comments, I put in my apprehensions there that the stakeholders had reservations, and without taking the state governments and the stakeholders on board, no law should be made. I raised this again when I heard that an ordinance might be coming in. I raised it at the cabinet. Despite that, later when it was tabled at the cabinet, I again vociferously raised the fact that at the ground there's a huge amount of resentment building up, and across party lines this is going to turn out to be a huge headache if we not address those concerns of the farmers. And in the last 2.5 months where these huge agitations have taken place, I worked to the best of my ability and to all of my resources to meet with all the farmer organizations. Sukhbir met with, I think, even farmer organizations of Haryana, Rajasthan, including all the 10-11 from Punjab. I even gave them copies of the ordinance and saying that tell me which line to delete and which line to add. I will get it done from my government. I brought all the apprehensions to the notice of everybody in my government repeatedly from top to bottom.
But
got the agriculture minister to speak to them
many
times, got him to give in writing addressing those apprehensions. But when it was clear,
that means your pressure for
absolutely.
months. For months you are telling me that you were unable to make any impact. That means, and therefore the question arises: you could have perhaps resigned earlier and put pressure on the Modi government. Why now, when it's a fait accompli?
For the simple reason, Rajdeep, that I believed in trying till the very end. An ordinance can be changed by the time it becomes an act. Many new things can be incorporated in it. And continuously I was trying to bring home the fact, the apprehensions and the resentment of the farmers. I tried it till the very end at every level. But when it was clear that it's been coming into Parliament the next day, without those apprehensions being addressed, and the fact that, the farmers are being bhadkaoed by someone, if in these COVID times not caring about their lives, they're coming out in thousands and sitting for weeks at an end, obviously they are worried about something, and all I asked was that please send it to the select committee which will call all the stakeholders. Let's take them on board, address their apprehensions so that they welcome it not that they oppose it as an anti-farmer bill.
I want to understand, do you believe...
When it was clear that I had
Ms. Badal, I want to know from you, do you believe it's anti-farmer? Because the Prime Minister has made it very clear that he believes this is in the farmer's interest. Where do you stand? Do you believe this bill is anti-farmer?
Rajdeep, it does not matter what you and I think. The bill has come in for the benefit of farmers. They must believe that it's in their benefit. How does it matter what I believe?
So is it a problem just of communication, or is it the content?
If they believe that their livelihood is going...
Is it communication or is it content? Do you believe that the bill fundamentally is against the farmers' interests, or do you believe it's only been the failure of the communication of the Modi government?
Well, there has definitely been lack of communication is a big issue. There is no doubt about that, because communication has not taken place with the stakeholders who find an issue with it. But on the other hand, it is also a fact that when you talk to them, there might be many things. For example, one size does not fit all. Punjab has a very robust mandi system, a robust infrastructure, a very robust farming system where the farmers, the middlemen, the commission agents, the labours are all integrated. The entire economy of Punjab, be it a shopkeeper or a trader who's directly, indirectly dependent on the farmer. So the infrastructure created in Punjab does not exist maybe in Bihar or some remote rural area. Now when you bring in an ordinance, people in Punjab feel that the existing system is so good, which has worked so effectively. Now you're going to have corporates coming in, monopoly and corporatization taking place, and after a while it's going to lead to the Sarkari infrastructure totally becoming redundant because
some
these
will
people
say
don't
that-
have
some
to pay
will
any
say that
taxes,
very
so they can pay better.
ma'am, some will
and
say
once
that
they've got
very
the farmers
sarkari-
totally dependent on them,
Some will
that's when
say
the
that very
exploitation might start.
that very sarkari structure led to entrenched political interests, whether they were from the Akalis or other parties, and the general belief is that you responded only because the Congress took up the issue. Yours has been a reaction, or that's what Captain Amrinder Singh says, too little, too late, and a reaction to what he did, and that there are entrenched interests that you are today supporting.
I think, Rajiv, you're just one of the few people who still believes and listens to Captain, who's been there for too long, and people have had enough. Now you're talking to me about a person who concurred with all these ordinances as said by the minister on the floor of the House. And if the minister was telling lies, why did the MPs not move a privilege motion against him?